Hello, my name is Lizeth Rios. Thank you for watching my application. I'm a cycling instructor at Texas Tech University. I love teaching cycling and I love teaching dance cardio, and right now I hold my AFA certification. Today the format we're going to be covering is cycling, and the name of my class is Spin For Ya because it exceeds other cycling classes. It's an out-of-body experience. So what am I going to cover today? We're going to cover what the bike is, how to get on, how to get off, how to set up the bike, the proper arrangement for the bike so everything is safe. So how to get on, how to get off. And then our technique is going to be super important in the class because we want to be safe. We want to really engage our muscles too throughout the class. We're going to talk about hand position, first position, second position, third position, all super important. Resistance, how to make sure that we use the right gear. We don't want to be too low or we don't want to be too high. And also resistance is going to be super important since I'm going to be focusing on climbs in this class. And with that, RPMs, making sure we're hitting the right RPMs throughout the class. Also, why is music so important? Well, it's going to engage everybody. We're going to cover that too. And posture. We want to make sure that we're engaging the right muscles. We're going to have a relaxed body, not locking out anything. And we just want to really be safe and make sure that this class is yours and mine and really enjoy it. In hopes of getting selected, I will get with my supervisor so we can talk about the bikes that are SMU so I can be well educated beforehand and make sure that everybody enjoys the ride and we're all following all of the safety precautions. My first objective is going to be embracing rhythm. We want to have different BPMs in our music. People can sync their movements to that music, which also goes into our second objective, which is pushing our limits. We want to kind of explain how it should be feeling, but along with that, the music will really help with that, pushing their limits. And our third objective today is going to be engagement. We want to create a fun and positive atmosphere. We really want those people to come back. They really enjoyed the class, and it's also going to be a great part of their health journey. We're going to have 10 minutes of lecture where we're going to cover the class, and then 30 minutes of our actual cycling class, and 5 minutes of Q&A. We're going to start with bike setup. So basically anything on your bike that's a lever or a knob you can twist and pull. So for the seat, rule of thumb is you want it to be at your hip bone. So you're going to pop this lever out and adjust it to that hip bone. This is important because whenever we're on the bike, we don't want to be locking out our knees. And again, there's this knob out here. I would kind of feel it out on your bike. You don't want to be too close to the handlebars, but also not too far. You can twist it and push the seat forward to pull it backwards. So once you've adjusted that seat, we're going to go ahead and get onto the bike. Now that we're on the bike and we're going to put our feet into the pedals, we want to make sure that we're following proper technique. You want the ball of the foot to be in the pedal, and you don't want to be pointing your toes throughout the ride. So now that we're on here, we're going to go ahead and feel it out a bit and decide if you need to adjust it a bit more, because again, you don't want to lock out the knees. Also with the pedals, we want to make sure that we have this where we can tighten it. You want to really make sure that it's tight on your shoes, on your feet. That way our feet aren't flying around throughout the ride. And we also want this to be pointing out. We don't want it inwards because then it'll get in your way while you're cycling. Let's go ahead and push it. We're going to push it with the ball of our feet. We're not pointing the toes. Go ahead and adjust for both of your pedals. Pushing through with the ball of our feet. If you ever feel out of control throughout the class while you're riding on the bike, you have this emergency brake right here on your bike. You can go ahead and hit it. It's a stop button, and you can just get off the bike, make any adjustments you need, make any changes, because you want to make sure that you're being safe on your ride. Another safety precaution, we don't want any personal belongings, water bottles, jackets, anything you brought with you around the bike, because we don't want it to get in the way. Go ahead and make sure you put them somewhere else, or we have a place over here to hold our water bottles. We just don't want it to be in the way. For our handlebars, we want them to be slightly above the seat. Another rule of thumb, if we're going to go ahead and reach down to them, we don't want to be locking down our elbows. We want to have relaxed ones because, again, we don't want to lock the elbows, lock the knees. Basically, we don't want to lock anything out. So you can adjust that with our lever up here. You can pop it out, pull the handlebars up, or pull them down, and you can also pull them closer to you or further away from you by twisting this knob. Again, it's however you feel. And with that being said, we're going to cover hand positions. So for our first hand position, we can go ahead and do this triangle. And we're going to put it right in the middle of our handlebar. This is going to be our first position. And this is for whenever we're in the bike, we're doing anything in the bike. Climbs, sprints, hills, any interval work. We're going to do this for our in the bike first position. Second position, also for whenever we're in the bike, we're going to go ahead and move our hands towards the outer part of the handlebars. This is going to be our second position. Again, also for whenever we're in the bike. Now third, this is going to be for whenever we're out of the bike. But really important before we go ahead and address that, let's go ahead and talk about our resistance knob, because we never, ever want to be at a 1 to 2, which means our resistance knob's all the way to the left whenever we're leaving the saddle. That would be a safety issue. So let's go ahead and cover our resistance knob before we go into our third position, because we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate what it feels like to get out of the bike. So for our resistance knob, I'm gonna address a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to 2, you can do this all day, you're on a flat road, you feel like you can keep going all day. Whenever I address a 3 to 4, we're gonna progressively go up. And whenever our numbers go up, that means we're gonna turn it to the right. And we're gonna gauge this on how you feel today, how you're feeling, how much you wanna put into the class. So at 3 to 4, we're gonna do a few turns to the right. This is our 3 to 4. I'm gonna say 5 to 6, we're halfway up, whatever we're going. You're gonna twist it a few more times to the right. 7 to 8, twist it to the right. And 9 to 10, we've hit the peak of our mountain. We're at the top. Our legs are moving so slow. It hurts a little bit, but it's a good hurt. You're feeling that workout. You're at the top of the mountain and you're ready to go back down. We're gonna hold that 9 to 10, and then we'll progressively go back down, twisting that resistance knob to the left. 7 to 8, 5 to 6, 3 to 4, and 1 to 2, you're back on that flat road. So now that we've twisted our resistance knob and we're on that 3 to 4, let's go ahead and go over our third hand position. We're gonna move in towards the top part of our handlebars, and we're gonna come up and out of our bike. For this, make sure you're engaging the core, keeping a straight back and relaxed shoulders. We're gonna go ahead and go over this movement so we can really feel it, really engage that core while you're out of the saddle. And that's a really cool thing about cycling. You're engaging the legs, you're engaging the core, you're really having a full body workout. It's really cardio heavy. So let's go ahead and go back into the saddle, into our first or second position. Whenever we're on the bike, we want to hit this stage button twice. We're going to be using our screen. There's a lot of numbers, a lot of words on there. Don't freak out, I promise. We're really going to focus on our RPMs. Let's talk about the different RPMs. From a 50 to 60, that's going to be our easy ride. 60 to 70, medium. 70 to 80, it's getting harder. And then we're going to pass that, the 80 up to about 110. That's going to be anaerobic. Since this is a shorter video, we're going to start with a quick warm-up, but first I want to reiterate that this is your class. Make it appropriate to your class, because we're all diverse, we're all different. Something that might feel easy to me or might feel hard to me might not feel that way to you. So I'm just going to explain how you should be feeling throughout the class so you can make it individual to yourself and really enjoy the class. So for warm-up, we really want to focus on those RPMs, seeing what they feel like, and that resistance, seeing what it feels like. So if you haven't already, go ahead and turn that knob all the way to the left. We want to be at that 1 to 2. It feels like you're just rolling through dirt, you're on a flat road. We're going to start with an easy RPM, those 50 to 60. Go ahead and hold this for a bit. Now we're going to go ahead and turn that knob to the right, find a 3 to 4. So it's getting a bit harder. It feels like you're going to be pedaling through grass. So let's go ahead and also move up those RPMs. We're at a 60 to 70 now. We're going to try to challenge ourselves. And remember your hand positions. First position or second position for whenever we're in the saddle. Go ahead and twist it to the right again. 5 to 6, find your 5 to 6. We're going to be pedaling through sand, and also our RPMs are moving up, 70 to 80. It's getting harder. Go ahead and twist that knob again, 7 to 8. We're going to be strolling through mud. It's getting harder. Our legs are moving slower. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and find that 9 to 10. We've hit the top. We're going to pedal through honey. It's harder, but we're also going to push those RPMs. We really want to pass those 80. We want to really experience the pushing our limits. And we're going to be done with our warm-up here. We're about to start the actual class. We're going to start with the climb. For this climb, we're going to do the first half of the climb as we're going up out of the saddle. When we're coming back down, we'll do it in the saddle. So for that, remember, we're going to be in third hand position. So go ahead and move your hands towards the upper part. We're going to go ahead and stand. But again, our rule, we will never start at a 1 to 2 when we're out of the saddle. So go ahead and find that 3 to 4. You're pedaling through grass. And whenever you found that, go ahead and meet me out of the saddle. Remember, it's going to be super important to really engage the core, straight back, relax shoulders. We're at this 3 to 4. We're pedaling through grass. Look at your RPM. Since it's going to be a climb and we're progressively going up, shoot for that 60 to 80 range. Go ahead and turn that knob to the right. We're going up. We're at a 5 to 6, pedaling through sand. Really engage with the music, feel the beat, pedal, sync with it. And remember to push through with the ball of your feet. Go ahead and turn it to the right. We're finding a 7 to 8. It's harder. We're really hitting the top of this climb. We're pedaling through mud. The legs should feel like they're moving slower. You should really feel that burn in your legs, hamstrings, quads. And lastly, we're hitting the top, almost there. Hold it for 15. We're at our 9 to 10. You are pedaling through, honey. It's hard. I'm here with you. And we're getting ready to go down. Go ahead and meet me in the saddle to go down. In 3, 2, meet me in the saddle. Remember your hand positions. We're getting ready to go down. Twist it to the left. 7 to 8. We're going through mud. Look at those RPMs. Make sure we're hitting that 60 to 80 range. We're really pushing our limits. Go ahead and twist it to the left. We're at a 5 to 6. We're strolling through sand. Halfway down, almost to that flat road. You can see it at a distance. Go ahead and twist it to the left. 3 to 4, you're at the grass. It's getting easier. You can move your legs a bit faster. Your RPMs can start to go up. Try to pass those 80 because we're almost at that flat road. Really push yourself for this last bit. And you can see that flat road. You're so excited. Go ahead and twist it to the left. You're back at your 1 to 2. We're pedaling through dirt. Really push those RPMs. Go ahead and pass that 90 range. Try to stay between 90 and 110. Push for this last bit of the song. Thank you so much for watching my application. And again, just to reiterate what I would be going through with the class, we would really be talking about engagement, picking different music, syncing those movements, engaging with our class, making sure they're really enjoying it, having fun, pushing our limits. We really want to help them on that health journey. And again, we're going to do this with air high fives, dancing in our saddle, cheering for each other, checking in on our neighbors, making sure everybody's doing good. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all at TexFit.